What's up, guys? It's Future Scro. I got a quick little thing I gotta say. I am in the same room. I just got a little bit of a different feng shui. If you didn't know, I went on tour with Julia last year, across America, and we're going on tour again in Europe and the UK for her headlining tour, her Pressure album headlining tour, and I'm opening up for her and playing guitar for her. So if you live across the pond or where they drive on the wrong side of the road, then please come watch us play. Put a lot of time into this album, and we're both very proud. I know I'm personally am very proud at how cool and silly I was able to be, because I'm a cool and silly guy. You know, I'm Scro. That's Tickets are in the description. Enjoy the rest of the video. Peace. Anyway, so if you saw from my other video, yeah, we made this song right here in this room. She kind of wrote it, not here, like the lyrics and stuff, but yeah, we came together and produced the song. So we're gonna go through what I think are the important things about this song that I would like to show off to the world. First of all, the acoustic guitar part. Everyone keeps commenting about how to play it. All the drums, all the other guitars, all the cool sound effects, all the processing. If you want to see how I did that, then keep watching this video.
I want your things in my room. I miss you all of the time. I stalk myself on the internet just to see what you'll find.
Okay, that guitar part. Shouts out Orangewood. Thanks for sending me this guitar. So I'm in this open tuning.
D, A, C sharp, F sharp, A, E.
You gotta tune your guitar a little bit different. You just tune all your strings down to those notes. And real quick, I do have the tabs for this on my Patreon, okay? And I've seen some comments, some people saying, oh, he should have enough money. He doesn't need to be selling his tabs. He produces for a big artist. He's in LA, he's doing that. Bro, first of all, it's like $3. You broke it. Okay? Second of all, look where I am, bro. This is where I make my music. I'm still in my freaking bedroom like a 13-year-old. For anyone who doesn't want to buy them, I'm gonna flash them on screen. There you go. If you didn't get it, sorry. Okay, so you can skip to here if you don't want to know exactly how to play this part. Here's like the kind of tabs for it. This first chord is
D major, add 9.
I'm playing open, open, 3, open, open, open. The next chord is 4, X, open, 2, open, open. So you try and just not play that A string. The next chord is 7, X, 0, 5, 0, 0. And then we have the last chord, which is 2, X, open, 2, open, open. So we got, I want you things in my room, I wish you all the time, I wish you wanna just be with me. Okay, these little doodlies. Okay, just get the tabs, bro. I just played it, slow it down. Just get the tabs. When I record acoustic guitar, I do a left and a right take. So I literally just record myself twice, and I do one on the left and one on the right. As you saw in that video, I just used this little microphone. It's called a Samson CO2. It's actually originally for drum overheads, so they only come in packs of 2, because it's like drum overheads, and I use that same for vocals. That's what we use for Julie's vocals. It's the same microphone. So I do have some pretty heavy compression on each of the guitars, doing like 7, 8 dB gain reduction, and then those are both bust, and there's just a little bit of bump in the low end just to give it some warmth. You'll notice for these harmonics, I have them recorded like over me playing them again, because I wanted them to stick out a little bit more. And I also added some reverb. And when that happened in the track, I just wanted you to really be able to hear it. It sticks out a little bit more, and only that part has reverb, so it's like a little bit airier sounding. Here's Julia's vocals, and I'm not running anything special on them. I do have virtual mix rack doing some compression, a little bit of low cut on the EQ, and then I do have a de-esser and another low cut on the vocal bus. We only did 2 takes for the intro of this song, and there's just a few little changes here and there. So yeah, she really just went in and just freaking ran it.
I miss you all of the time. You make it look so easy, leaving everything behind.
All right, let's look at the big section here, the full band, and this is gonna be kind of like the main instrumentation for all the big parts in the song. So every chorus and the end and all that stuff. Honestly, the first step in programming good drums is being a drummer. I'm just like drumming in my head, and then I just do what's in my head on here. Like if I was in a band, that's what I would do, is what I program. For people who don't play drums, it's probably a little difficult or it just feels different, but keep that in mind. Like that's part of it. But for my drums, I don't have like Easy Drummer or Superior Drummer or whatever, any of those VSTs. I actually have this plugin called Sitala, and it's like a free drum sampler, and it's usually for like hip hop dudes, like you know how you do it on like the trap beat on the pads or whatever. But I just put like these metal drum samples into it, so you can see it like, you know, play each of the notes by themselves. They don't have like different velocities in them. You can play different velocities, but it's the same sound. So all of these one shots I've kind of gathered throughout my lifetime as a producer boy. They're not just like from one pack or anything like that, but I will say a lot of them come from Phase One's sample pack on Splice. He's like a dubstep metal producer. Also, we may or may not have a collab coming out later in the year. And they all get like bust out into their own tracks. So you can see, you know, this is what the actual MIDI looks like. I have a different sound for a flam and just a normal snare. And then I also always add a little bit of trap hat. Just it gives it a little bit more energy. So without the trap hats, with the trap hats, you just like feel it move. I don't mix them super loud like that or anything. I think that gives it like a really cheesy feel if it's too loud, but kind of hear it in the background and it just like keeps the pace going a little bit. The snare does have transient shaper on it, which is huge for me, but it's not even that intense on this. Transient shaper is by kilohertz, and I'm only at 19%, so not really doing that much. And then it is being sent to a reverb bus, which is Valhalla, Supermassive. This is it, the snare without any reverb. So you can hear the actual snare drum has like a lot of decay, a lot of tail end to it. So honestly, I'm just like trying to pick the best samples I can. I don't really rock with like doing the EQ and the compression and the drum busting and all that stuff. Like maybe it would sound better or a certain kind of way if I did, but I just would, like those sounds exist, you know, like someone else already did that work. Like I don't need to do that work. Something else I do with drums is, let's say when you're doing like a snare fill or like a hi-hat thing, it's really hard to get like the very intricate like velocities and to get them to sound natural. So a lot of times I will like make a fill and then try to find a loop of the same fill of a real drummer playing it, or like chop the fill up to make it sound like a little more natural. Take this fill right at the end of the bridge, for instance. So you can hear that snare roll. I have this little loop with the full drum arrangement without that loop. So you can see in my MIDI that I took the snare velocities and just ramped them up, but it's the same like one-shot file, just being played at different volumes. A real instrument, a real organic instrument sounds different when you play it quiet than when you play it loud, not just volume wise, but like the texture and the tone of it. So that's why when you just program MIDI, it kind of sounds a little bit fake. So if you're able to find a similar fill, and like it just sounds so much more real because it is real. So that's a huge part in making drums sound a little bit more real, is using real drums. Okay, I don't know exactly where to talk about this, so I'm gonna put it right here at the end of talking about the drums, is that I use like sidechaining the same way that like EDM producers use sidechaining. I sidechain everything to the kick drum to make like a pumping effect. So I'm gonna mute the drums really quick so you can hear like everything else. And here's this plugin so you can kind of visually see. You should be able to notice that every time this plugin flashes a little bit, that the audio like winks. To me, it feels like the track is like going like this. The only thing that isn't being sidechained is the kick, the snare, and the vocals. Here's what it sounds like without sidechain. Like, to me, it just sounds so much more boring, and the sidechain gives it like a lot of movement. But I have never heard sidechaining in a metal rock track setting. The first time I heard it was in Quonic's song, Life Imitates Life, and I thought it was so sick, so I stole it. Sorry, Quonic. Okay, let's get on to... I do have two like bass things going on. One is just an actual bass guitar. I'm just using this really crappy Ibanez 5-string. Whatever. I don't really like the way it sounds. It's pretty like grungy and not very fun, but it kind of lends itself to this like grungier rock tone. I'm running that through Overloud, THU. I literally forgot what this is called, Overloud. And they have like a Bass Rigs expansion pack thingy, and I'm just using the Dark Micro 900 preset. And no other processing. This is also super important to getting like a big thick sound out of any production, is a sub bass. So I'm just using Reaper's stock resynth, and I just have it on just a sine wave, but you could use any synthesizer, and it's just doubling what the bass guitar is doing. You cannot hear this unless you have headphones on or you're listening to it on a big system. But all right, let's check out these guitars. So I'm using two, I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands. I'm using two electric guitars in this track layered on top of each other. This one that you just heard is this 6-string guitar. I call it a 6-string because I have a bunch of guitars that have 7 and 8 strings. But it's also in the same open tuning that the acoustic guitar was in, and I'm playing the same exact chords. And I'm doing the same left-right tracking sort of thing, and they are both running through this little preset I made on THU with like an orange amp sort of thing and a little bit of a turbo screamer pedal. Now there's these cute little harmonics in here. I'm playing, I don't know. This guitar is not exactly in the same tuning. It's in like C rather than D or something, but here I'll put on a capo to make it feel like it's the same. I don't know, I'm just going like 5th fret, hitting a bunch of strings, and then moving down, doing the same thing on the left and right. And then I doubled that, just recorded again, so now there's 4 of them. And I'm also holding that one over, so it kind of goes over the track. And then I do it one more time, and I just pitch it up an octave. So all together. Now I have like this heavier guitar. And this is sort of my main guitar that I use, like, this is what I play live a lot. This is what I produce and write and do most of everything on. This is my Legator. Shouts out Legator. Thank you for the guitars. I forget what it's called. The N7SS. Literally the thinnest and lightest guitar I've ever played. So this guitar is 7 strings, and it's an added low string. So it's a normal 6-string guitar, just like with a really low added 7-string. And I'm playing these like very grungy, traditional grunge sort of power chord type sound. They're 9 chords. So this 7-string guitar is going through THU again, but it's a different preset. Again, I have a left and right, of course. It has this more like modern, I don't know what any of this stuff is, I'm not gonna lie. It's this preset I made, /found, /edited. It's titled Wishbone Heavy, because the first time I made it was on her song Wishbone, which was the first song that she put out of ours that I made with her. The other layer in this song is this like high note thing. And there's a lot of effects on that, because otherwise it sounds like poop. So this is what it sounds like from the beginning. We got dry, distortion, reverb, bandpass, stereoizer, and then a low cut and a high cut. Oh shoot, I forgot to put on my freaking blue light glasses so I don't get a headache. The two other sounds going on here is I do have this atmospheric pad, and this is just from a sample pack from this guy Shamed. He's got a lot of cool like atmosphere sounds, and I just layer that over anytime I play guitar basically. So if I have all these guitar layers and I add that atmosphere, you notice it cuts out. To me, it sounds weird, but this is like a mixing technique. The fact that I added these because it takes up that really high, like bright frequency. So I don't have to like mix the guitars brighter or mix any other instrument brighter to get that like full spectrum, I guess. So I just add like bright sounding instruments to get that sound out of the track. And the other thing is I do have this impact sound. It's a fucking gun. What is wrong with me? Why did I do that? Obviously, I just put that anytime there's a big moment in the song. Gives it like a little bit more. Boom! 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 Our little verse action. I'm just laying it down on the drums. Boom, nothing special. I'm just using a closed hi-hat instead of an open one. And then I have this little guitar part here, and that's using my 7-string guitar. I am using a little bit different chords than I am in the beginning. I'm using a different preset, and I also am using this bandpass. Otherwise, this is like what the full tone of the guitar sounds like. Pretty like grungy and like bad in my opinion, but we were going for, you know, that grungier sound, and I'm bandpassing it anyways. And the other thing is I do have that sort of high reverb guitar sound, just playing a little bit of here and there, just to make it a little more ethereal right there. Her vocals. This other nice little touch that I completely forgot about is this. This is using that orange amp, but I just have chorus on it and reverb. And that really, to me, gives it like the shoegaze sound if I take off chorus and reverb. Sounds really nice. But just with the chorus and the reverb. Helps it give a cooler tone to it. The only little difference right here is that I'm just going a little bit crazier on these reverb. Into the chorus. Iconic fill, if I say so myself. I gotta say, it was really cool. I was like on stage the first time this song was ever performed, both acoustically and like the full band version. It was so cool. Like for the full band version, it was the first day of the tour last year, seeing like all these people sing this song because it wasn't even out yet. Or no, that's literally not true. It was out, but like not for very long. And it was just cool like being part of that. Like the first time that was performed, everyone was vibing with it. It's like a cool moment for obviously Julia more than me. I don't know why I'm fucking trying to take credit for it. It's just fun. I'm just saying it was like really a cool moment. Let's listen to the chorus vocals by itself.
I want your things in my room. I miss you all of the time. I stalk myself on the internet just to see what you'll find.
Alright, this was definitely my favorite part of the track. Is this cool little bridge part. And I honestly like described it really well in the other video exactly what I did. I took like the tail end of the guitar part and I just duplicated it a bunch. And I did that for whatever like chord it was on, like whatever chord the progression was on. Different chord. Different chord. You can see like, this probably looks so annoying, but this is more accurate visually what's going on. That is a staple of Scro production, if you hear that going on anywhere out in the world. I do have digitalis on that. This preset is 2 bars of G, or 2 bars of 3G. And then it repeats the same thing, and it does add just this one chord that works over all of it. And of course, we got the big booms. I'm playing this shit live, smacked. We got the 7-string heavy guitar. We got the emo 6-string open thing. We got the bass guitar. And then we have that sub bass sound. I honestly have no idea how that sounds so big. I feel like the sidechain has something to do with it because everything is still sidechained. Yeah. Like without the sidechain it sounds cool, but with the sidechain it sounds like it's like exploding. Like you feel like the wink happening, like I said. And I feel like a lot of that meat comes from this fucking bass part. And Julia is a huge fan of these like harmonics happening in the middle of riffs. So we have same idea where we have like a left and right of the harmonics. And then I just did another take of both of them up an octave. Put them together. And within the riff. And for anyone that wants to play that, pretend that I don't have capo 2 and you're in the right tuning. But it would be 7 on the B, 7 on the G, 12 on the B, 7 on the D. I'm so out of tune. In this last big part of the chorus, there's a little bit of different things going on in the production, but really not too much. So one thing is that the drums, there's a lot more crash cymbals on the downbeat. Just like, you know, if I was on stage, like really like going at it, that's kind of what I was feeling. And then I have this different high note that it's more of like a moving melody line for that reverb guitar. And I did have a little bit of an extra reverb guitar part too. Oh, that part is just nasty. Here it is without that reverb guitar part. There's like no more soul, there's no more love and life in it. These last big hits. And that's freaking it, brother. Thanks everyone for the love on this track. Whether you knew I was behind it or not, I see all the nice comments about what this song means for everyone, and I'm happy to even be 1% a part of it, let alone, you know, helping make the entire song with her. Also, a huge shout out to all my Patreon members. I appreciate the love. If you didn't know, I put out like loop packs once a month, just for you to use in your songs. If you're a producer or you're an artist, you can use these loops in your songs, and I send out a pack once a month, and you get them if you're a member. Or if you want tabs for any of the songs that I make or any of Julia's songs, all the tabs are on my Patreon as well. And if you're in Orlando, I will be playing guitar for her on the Warped Tour day. And as for me, if you like this style, obviously my music sounds pretty similar, and hopefully an album at the end of the year. I don't really produce for many artists, I kind of mostly do my own thing. But if something comes along and it seems like it fits, then I love to help other people do their thing too. And with Julia, it just really worked great, and we seem to really be on the same page with vibes, sad boy, sad girl stuff. So this was super fun, and I'm honored to be a part of the Julia Wolf universe. That's it for me, y'all.
I want your things in my room. I miss you all the time. I start my